Hey guys, this is your homework for this week, your history homework, and what we're going to do is look back at the Industrial Revolution. We're going to look at how England changed due to the Industrial Revolution. So I've uploaded this sheet here, this document here on the left-hand side for you. You've got your lesson title, and you've got your learning objectives. So essentially what I would like you to do is read through all the tasks and complete them. I know some of you don't have access to Word, and I will be doing this by hand. So on this right-hand side, what I'm going to do is just show you a few of the things that how I'd like you to present your work if you're going to do it by hand, so it's easy for me to see and mark. So first of all, I'd like you to do is write the title, which I've done on the right-hand side here, and then for each task, make sure you write task 1, task 2, so I know what the tasks are. Okay, so the first, if you look at the sheet, the first task is here. Just above it, you've got keywords that you need to read and make sure you know. You don't need to write them down, but just take a look at them. And the first one is read the information below, and then in your own words, write a sentence to explain what the Industrial Revolution is. So this is a definition that I've put on the sheet. Essentially, what I'd like you to do is just reduce it to one sentence. And if you look on the right-hand side, I've started it for you. So the Industrial Revolution was, and then you just complete that sentence. What you've got then next to do is a hot task, if you want to do it, is can you think of any other revolutions? Okay, this is the Industrial Revolution, but can you think of different types, like the Scientific Revolution? What was the French Revolution? What was the American Revolution? So forth. Those are different types. Your second task is to look at these two different pictures from 1750 to 1900 and just complete this table of similarities and differences. You can draw the table out by hand, or you can just do it like I've done here on the sheet to the right, which is similarities and differences. Okay, and I just want you to write 3 to 5, something like that, similarities and differences between the two pictures. Your next task, task 3, is to look at this table which shows change in Britain from 1750 to 1900. I want you to look at them, and I'd like you to complete these two sentences, okay? I would like you to think about which was the most dramatic change to Britain. So it could be 20% of British population lived in towns in 1750, but in 1900, 75%. So that's a huge increase. And that's the example I've put here on the right-hand side. Between 1750 and 1900, I think the most dramatic change was the fact that 75% of the population lived in towns. I think this because, and I'm going to explain that. Okay, your big task here, your main task is using the information in the table on the next page, complete the good or bad columns in the table. How did the Industrial Revolution change Britain? On the right-hand side, I put challenge, but it's not actually a challenge, so I'm just going to change that. I'm going to delete those. And what I would like you to do is tell me whether the change in population, the changes that you've read in this column here, was good or bad. And I'd like you to explain it. So, for example, category, population. So I've written, if you're going to do it by hand, you don't have to draw the table out. You can just write category, population, because that's the first one. Tell me whether it's good or bad, and then explain it, okay? This was a good change because many people could live longer and healthier lives. And it shows that the government were trying to look after people's health. Okay, apologies for the typos. I'm trying to write quickly because this video has a 5-minute limit and I don't want to do a second one. Okay, now my computer's freezing. Right, so you can do that for each one of those. You've got population, employment, rise of towns and cities, and technology. So again, just read these boxes about the change. Tell me whether you think it was a good or bad change, and then explain why you think it was a good or bad change. Some might be positive and negative. So for example, employments and jobs, there's some good things there and there's also some bad things, but I'd like you to make your own opinion. And then your final, the hot task, is which category, so which one of these on the left-hand side do you think saw the biggest change? You can write and complete that sentence. And then finally, you have an optional extension, which is that you've been offered a job in Manchester in 1900. Can you write a paragraph about why you would or would not move to a town? And you've got some words that you might want to include into that. Hope you guys are all well. I'm looking forward to